Tomatoes, like many crops, require particular conditions like the right climate and soil to be able to bear fruit. In Uganda, tomatoes are grown mainly for commercial purposes, to be sold locally or exported. Cherop lives in the mountainous area of Sebei in Kapchorwa district. He says that he settled on growing tomatoes after trying out several crops using traditional methods. And when he started growing the tomatoes on the large scale, he also decided to modernize the methods.
I decided to use a very difficult method that's not used by many farmers. As you can see from this specific tomato plant, I decided to leave 5 shoots of each tomato. The common shoots are 2, or if you try so much, then 3. Now the reason I tried to use 5 is because at harvesting, you harvest maximum production.
The 35-year-old is a journalism graduate with a passion for agriculture. Cherop is now a well-established farmer in Kapchorwa with his vegetable garden sitting on a half an acre.
And this tomato, as you can see, it's beginning to flower here. I can continue, because it's continuing to climb up to the rooftop of this support structure. And then when it gets to the rooftop, then I turn it carefully. It still flows downward.
He refers to his innovation as an open greenhouse. Tomatoes grow best under conditions of much light and warm temperatures.
Because tomatoes require very stable condition. It should not be very hot, and it's even worse when it's wet, because it causes what they call damping.
According to Cherop, the first task to get hold of quality seeds and then prepare a nursery bed.
That's one definition of hybrids. Hybrids are not sold in grams, neither are they sold in kilograms. They are sold in counts. And the maximum seed count for this specific tomato is 1,000 seeds.
The farmer says spacing is important, and he leaves at least 15 centimeters between rows, then covers the seeds lightly with soil and mulches the bed with dry grass.
If in the previous season, a tomato was planted in that specific garden, to break the disease cycle, you don't put there tomatoes again. Because tomatoes, as you can see, are so highly susceptible to fungal diseases, to bacteria wilting diseases. And it's even worse if you got a bacteria wilt.
He waters the bed thoroughly on the day before he sows the seeds. The crop is ready for transplanting to the already prepared garden after 21 to 30 days.
And now you transplant, and exactly after 75 days from day of transplant, you're picking the first set of tomatoes.
In the process of transplanting, Joel emphasizes proper spacing and recommends 75 by 75 centimeters.
Its roots have now started feeding. Then you top dress with the Yara winner. But not forgetting use of fungicides to protect the plant from fungal diseases, the powdery mildew, the blight, the root rot.
He then manually supports the tomatoes on a trails of string and wooden poles.
These poles are placed 2 meters apart to form a square. Now, having formed this structure, you get poles running across to give it strength, and then a maze of wires, preferably barbed wire. We prefer barbed wire because it's more strong and it's double. It has the capacity. You know, this tomato is very heavy. It can weigh up to 100 kilograms per tomato plant. So if you're having a weak structure, it pulls it down.
Cherop emphasizes that watering and pruning the crop is key. When pruning, he removes all lateral branches and suckers to allow for maximum air circulation and to control pests. Insects and diseases can be a big problem.
Then insecticides. For example, you can see I got an attack of a disease. These are thrips. Very deadly pest.
Cherop is convinced that the open greenhouse method is the best because it produces good yields and a good income.
And on average, since the time of harvesting, I do between 100 and 200,000 every single day, not per week, every day, not per week. I even have red tomatoes for picking, as you can see. It only calls for one.
The farmer has become a model to be viewed and receives many visitors from far and wide.
But most of our friends, the youth, are involved in simple things. I call them simple things. Sports betting. They're selling land to buy border. Actually, our economy is turning into a border economy.
Ugandans are being urged to engage more in agriculture, which is the mainstream of the economy. Cherop adds his voice to this song, saying he believes it will provide jobs for the youth and go a long way in dealing with the problem of unemployment. Ivan Kimuli Kigozi, NTV.